Good evening, friends and family. Welcome. As you prepare to begin tonight's celebration, we invite everyone to find a seat, settle in, sit down, everybody. Yes. Thank you for joining us as we gather together to celebrate God's faithfulness in the lives of our graduates and the milestones they have reached. Aloha. My name is Hilo, and I'll be one of your MCs this evening.
Aloha and welcome. My name is Kaolina, and I'll also be serving as one of your MCs. Before we begin, we'd like to share a little bit about ourselves. Hehiopono and I are first cousins. His dad and my mom are brother and sister, and we also have the joy of being the younger siblings of tonight's honored graduates. It is a privilege to help celebrate this special milestone with all of you. Before we continue, we just have a few announcements. The restrooms are located in the hallway behind the sanctuary. We also have an overflow room located over there in that building. Where tonight's program will also be live streamed. Anyone is welcome to use that space at any time. If you prefer a quieter setting, need to step away for a moment, or simply want a little extra room while continuing to enjoy the ceremony.
We are grateful to Berean Bible Church for opening their doors and allowing us to gather here for this special celebration. We kindly ask all the guests to help us honor this space by respecting the church's grounds, keeping the area clean, and refraining from smoking or alcohol use on the premises.
We would also like to take a moment to please express our sincere appreciation to each of you for being here and sharing in this meaningful occasion as we celebrate the graduation of Keola and La'akolu. Every person here tonight has a special connection to our family, whether you have shared in life's moments with them, created lasting memories with them, or offered encouragement, lifting them up in prayer, or supported their parents throughout the journey. Your presence represents the love and care that has surrounded these graduates.
Take a moment to look around the room and recognize the many familiar faces, unique personalities, and relationships that have brought us together this evening. Each of you is connected through the love and support you have shown to Keola, La'akolu, and the Maeda and Miller Ohana. Let's give ourselves a hand for being a part of such an amazing community. Good job, everybody.
And choosing the path of homeschooling requires dedication, self-motivation, a genuine love for learning. Throughout the high school years, Keola and La'akolu have embraced those qualities with determination and perseverance, growing not only in knowledge, but also in character, responsibility, and confidence.
As they step into this next chapter of season, may this accomplishment be a reminder that all that God has brought to them and through the many ways He will continue to guide their paths. We are incredibly proud of all that they have achieved and look forward with anticipation to the purpose and plans that the Lord has prepared for them. At this time, we invite everyone to please rise and join us in celebrating our 2026 high school graduates. Let's give a heartfelt round of applause as we proudly recognize Keolapona Maeda and La'akolu Miller. Technical difficulties, people. I don't know. Don't come here and think that this won't happen. Just saying. There we go. Just wait a couple of seconds. There we go. All right. Wait a couple of more seconds. Yeah. Behold, the 2026 graduates.
All right. At this time, I would like to invite my mother and Anuhea. Oh, sorry, my mother Anuhea and my uncle Nahum to come forward for a special acknowledgement.
I start. Hello, everyone. Before we start, it is only fitting that we acknowledge someone in this room.
Okay, but first, a story. It was the year 1980. A young woman was watching TV and came across the Phil Donahue show. Next to her in a baby carrier was her first child, a beautiful 6-month-old baby girl. On this particular episode, Phil Donahue interviewed a couple, Raymond and Dorothy Moore, authors of the book Better Late Than Early. This book was a summary of research that contended that rather than pushing early education, children should be introduced to formal schooling later when the child had gained the maturity and logical skills necessary for formal work. Raymond and Dorothy Moore were homeschoolers. As pioneers in the early homeschooling movement, they emphasized the importance of family, service, and work. Now, this was the first time this young woman had ever heard of homeschooling. She was intrigued by what this couple had to say. As she watched the show that day and looked at her baby girl, a seed was planted in her mind for what would come in the future. That young woman was my mom. She went on to have 5 more children, and I, as a third child, I had the privilege of being her first homeschooled student when she finally decided to try this daring new thing and homeschooled me for my first grade year. A few years later, she brought all 6 of us kids home, and we were homeschooled all together.
Mom showed us, by example, how to do a hard thing even when it wasn't popular. She homeschooled us all by herself, without the internet, without all the resources we have today, and without the awesome support system that we have here in all of you. It wasn't without criticism, without challenges, and it wasn't perfect. But she persevered and successfully graduated 5 of us kids. Mom laid the foundation for us to homeschool. She is our inspiration, our biggest advocate, and our best supporter. She is the reason we are gathered here today. With her as our example, we are grateful to now be here graduating our own children. So it is only fitting that before we begin tonight, we acknowledge our mom, the unseen work she has done, and honor her as she comes forward to give the opening prayer.
Let us pray.
Heavenly Father, all glory goes to you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for that small glimmer, that vision I saw way back when. Not even realizing what it would lead to. Thank you for all the trials and tribulations. Thank you that my children have gone on and undertaken tremendous responsibility of homeschooling their own children and actually coming to graduate, some of them. Thank you for those who are gathered here tonight. Thank you for the celebration of these two young men who have been raised to love you, Lord. Thank you for their families, and thank you for everyone here who has come to celebrate this great achievement, this milestone in their lives. I say this, and I give you praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Pukuna. We are grateful for your love, your prayers, and your faithful example.
All right, our first speaker this evening is a homeschool graduate himself. He is Keola's uncle, and he serves as senior pastor of Connect Point Church. Please join me in welcoming Pastor Dion Maeda.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations, Laokolu and Keola. And definitely, Keola said, I didn't know you were homeschooled also. What? I'm living proof that homeschoolers eventually can learn how to socialize, right? You know, because that was the worry. Anyway, they told me I'm quarter Portuguese and a pastor, and they say you have 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to honor this. This will be a miracle. So I start by saying this. I'm so honored, Keola, that you would ask me to speak here today. Keola, today you may receive a diploma, something similar to this, except this is a custom-made diploma that I'm going to give to you later. But this diploma really isn't the point. Today isn't about what you finish. I believe more so it's about who you're becoming. Today marks the crossing of a threshold, a beginning of a new season, and a moving from boyhood into manhood. I titled this 5-minute or so talk, The Day a Boy Becomes a Man. For thousands of years, nearly every culture on earth has understood something that we've almost forgotten. Boys don't accidentally become men. There comes a moment when a family and a community look at a young man and say these words, "You are no longer a child. We now expect something different from you." The Jewish people have a bar mitzvah, where a young man can publicly accept responsibility before God of his own faith. The Maasai of Africa train young men to become protectors of their family and their communities. Native American tribes often sent their young men into the wilderness to discover their purpose and their identity. Even in our Hawaiian culture, young men are taught responsibility to their family, service to their people, to live with courage and stewardship. Different cultures had different ceremonies, but they all teach us the same lesson. Manhood isn't about an age, as much as it's about a responsibility. Unfortunately, today, I believe we've become very good at celebrating growing older, but not always intentional about teaching young men how to grow up. We celebrate birthdays, we get driver's license, we celebrate graduations, but somewhere along the way, we've stopped clearly telling young men what it actually means to become a man. So today, I'd like to change that in my 5-minute, maybe 7-minute talk. The Bible doesn't say a man is someone who turns 18. The Bible doesn't say a man is someone who graduates. It doesn't even say you're a man when you get married to a woman. Instead, Paul writes these words in 1 Corinthians 13:11. He says, "When I was a child, I talked as a child. I thought like a child, and I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childishhood things behind me." Notice what Paul doesn't say. He doesn't say, "One day I'm going to get older." He does say, "I will put away childish things." Becoming a man simply isn't something that just happens to you, it's something that you daily choose. A godly man takes ownership of his faith, not his parents' faith, not his pastor's faith, but his own faith. A godly man accepts responsibility. He stops asking, "What can others do for me?" And he starts asking the question, "How can I serve and contribute to others?" A godly man keeps his word. His integrity becomes his reputation, that when he speaks, people trust him. A godly man leads with humility. Jesus, the greatest man who ever lived, didn't demand to be served, yet he knelt down and washed his disciples' feet. I believe that's a picture of biblical manhood. Real men don't lead by power, they lead by serving. Now, Keola, when I think about you, there are a few things that immediately come to mind. I'll try not to make this a roast. Nah. First thing that comes to mind is you're a natural leader. You're not afraid to step forward, take charge. For example, when the music wasn't playing, you're already starting to get everybody going. You're comfortable telling people what to do or maybe bossing them around. And the siblings said amen. Yeah, okay, yeah. I knew we would get something out of there. But maybe it's because you grew up in a family that was all bossing you around. Maybe that's where you learn how to become like a boss and a leader. But I believe leadership is one of God's gifts on your life. Never forget that leadership isn't about having authority over people. It's about taking responsibility for those people. I've also admired your mind. I've always thought you had a beautiful mind. You love apologetics. You like asking questions. You enjoy debating ideas. You've been interested in politics. We've often said President Keola maybe one day. I believe you genuinely care about truth and you genuinely care about making a difference, and I believe that's a gift. Never lose your curiosity. Never stop asking good questions. Remember this also, don't make it your goal to win arguments. Make it your goal to win people over. Truth spoken with love changes lives. And I also know that maybe you're in a season that maybe you don't exactly know what comes next. College, work, so many questions. If I can encourage you with this, that's okay. Joseph didn't know what was coming next. David didn't know. Moses didn't know. Peter didn't know. And God usually doesn't reveal our entire lives or the entire map. He simply asks us to take the next faithful step. The word graduation comes from the Latin word gradus, which means a step. Today isn't a finish line. It's simply another step. Your life, maybe this diploma will tell others what you learned, but your life will speak of who you really are. Maybe your future employer might ask for your diploma, but if you get married one day, maybe one single. Any single ladies out there? No, okay, not today, not today, not today. I'm sure your wife won't care as much about a diploma, or your children, or your friends, or your church. What they will be looking at is your character and your integrity. Because character will always take you further than your talent. Integrity will always outlast your intelligence, and faithfulness will always outshine your achievements. Keola, I want to leave you with one final thought. Our culture doesn't have many ceremonies anymore that intentionally welcome young men into adulthood. But today, our family and friends, we get to create one. This isn't just a graduation. Today, before your family and friends and everyone who loves you, we publicly recognize that you're stepping into manhood. not because you've reached perfection, but because we see God's hand on your life. We see God's gifts that He's placed inside of you. We see the leader that He's shaping you to become, and we believe your greatest days are yet ahead. So in closing, minute 8, let me speak this final blessing over your life. Today we celebrate your graduation, but even more, we celebrate the man that you are becoming. My prayer is that you would become a man who loves God wholeheartedly. Pray that you would walk in wisdom, you would lead with humility, you would stand for truth with grace, serve before seeking recognition, and protect those who God has entrusted to you, and never compromise on your convictions. May the Lord establish your steps and always direct your path. May He open doors that no man can shut and close the doors that were never meant for you to open. May He surround you with godly friends, wise mentors, and opportunities that will help shape your character. May He give you courage when the path isn't clear, wisdom when decisions are difficult, humility when success comes, and perseverance when life gets hard. May your love for truth always be matched by your love for people. May your influence be measured not by titles you hold, but by the lives you impact. May your greatest accomplishments never simply be by what you achieve, but who you are becoming. May your life always point people to Jesus. Keola, we're proud of you and all that you've accomplished, but we're more excited of what God is shaping you to become. We say congratulations and we love you. This is your diploma from me. We love you.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Dion. Our next guest speaker is my papa, Gary Williams. Papa was born in Kokomo, Indiana, and became the first of his family to graduate from both high school and college. Through God's leading, his life's journey eventually brought him to the beautiful island of Kauai, where he met his pure Hawaiian bride. Together, they have now shared 42 years of marriage and have been blessed with 2 daughters, who have lovingly given them 15 grandchildren. Please welcome my papa, Gary Williams.
Test, test.
Thank you, sir. Aloha, everyone. Hope everyone's fine. And may I just say, may the peace and joy of the Lord be in each and every heart. Kaila and I have been blessed to attend several of your homeschool network programs here. And every time we've come away impressed by the students/artists that we've seen here. And I think you all should be very proud of yourselves for those accomplishments. Those 2 guys. Yeah, you too. Come over here, brother. These 2 guys kind of came into our lives about the same time, and I think they've been cousin cohorts for ever since. I actually learn from these 2 guys. They teach me things. For instance, Ben Franklin Jr. over there. I know if any of you saw his presentation, but he actually had me going home and reading up on this guy, Benjamin Franklin, who was quite a person. And his presentation was in depth and was good. But then I learned from one of his siblings, who will remain anonymous, that he had to forgo a couple of the items that he was going to present here that day. And I don't know if you saw him decked out in his breeches, his waistcoat, and his vest. And there was a hat of some kind. But anyway, and I'll forever picture you in my mind like that. But anyway, he had to forego the reenactment of the whole kite, lightning key kind of thing, because he found that he couldn't run fast enough in that outfit to fly the kite. So that one was out. And then he was going to recreate and reproduce Ben Franklin's invention of bifocal glasses. Now that was Ben Franklin. He got tired of putting on the one to see far and one to see near. And so he invented one that was half-half. But unfortunately, the only lenses that Keola could come up with came out of a telescope. And so to read with them, his sister had to take the book about out by the road over there, and then he would go like this to tell her to back up, come closer, to focus it in. And he wanted to do that here, but as he was getting ready for the presentation, he told her that, I've got this pilgrim's outfit that you can wear. And she went and hid, so that one was out. And my brother here, Laukolu, he taught me a couple things, and it was only a couple weeks ago. One was to be very careful about the things I ask for. Just think it through before you ask for them. The second thing was to be very careful in the words you choose if you're explaining something to somebody or giving instructions. So as it happened, I was watching, the Ohana jump and slide videos. I guess some of you guys have seen some of those things, and they look like they're really fun. Now, I've been retired for about 14 years, but I figured if I come and get on his crew, I could be in those videos too. So I approached him and I said, La Kolu, could I join you on your crew? And being the businessman that he is, he kind of stood up and he looked at me, and I could see his mind working. He says, Papa, I've never seen you with a tool in your hand. He had me there. I'm kind of a managerial, administrative facilitator kind of guy. So anyway, I started thinking to myself, man, maybe this isn't such a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't have asked to do this. And then he wasn't done. He said, Papa, our team is a finely tuned, well-oiled machine. And when we work and move, we move. He said, you need to be able to follow instructions. You need to, when you're told to do something, you don't think about it. You don't second guess it. You just do it. And I thought, yep, this was a mistake. So I said to myself, I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do to get out of this and just have him forget the whole thing? But before I could even think, he says, are you ready for your test? I said, test? I don't want to test. He thrust the hammer into my hands. He grabbed an iron stake and knelt down and put it on the ground. He says, when I nod my head, you hit it. Well, that solved the problem, because when he woke up, he had forgotten all about our conversation. You don't even remember it, do you, brother? Forgive me, we worked real hard to print these things out, so I better use them. So forgive me. So our daughter, Molly, asked that I might share some life wisdom in celebration of this fantastic moment, and it is a fantastic moment. And we are very proud of both of you. Well, first of all, I'm going to encourage you to become wise in your youth, because, you've heard about learning by experience and learning through experience. But in my experience, that can be pretty painful and take a long time. So I would suggest that you start seeking wisdom already. And to help you reach that wisdom, I would suggest the proper GPS and internet service. So for life's GPS, I would suggest the 10 Commandments of all things. Now, this is not going to be, it is spiritual, but it's really practical too, what I'm going to talk about. But anyway, the 10 Commandments, you check in there, and it will always give you the best route and direction. You will know where you are, no matter where you're going, and you're all set. Now, for your internet service, excuse me, I would suggest God G-powered PRAYER. Because with PRAYER, you will always be connected. You don't require a device. You can just speak out or think out. PRAYER. Prayer. Well, after years of trial and error, at times very painful experience, I've found the practicality, the peace, and the stress relief of talking to my Creator in an ongoing dialogue. And it's of course, it's spiritual, but it comes down to it just being right down practical. It is infused with wisdom for living life. It becomes character without even trying. And even when you fail and make mistakes, you can quickly find your way back. Now, as he said, my heritage, I describe as hillbilly. And my parents were born in Tennessee, although I was born in Kokomo, Indiana, about a year before I was born. That term sometimes is used in negative connotations, but I watched the way my mom and dad treated people, giving friend and stranger alike, and I learned to wear that description with pride. They were good to people. They loved people, and that is another key point of wisdom. My father's name was Comer Williams, and he's the only guy I've ever met in my whole life that didn't have a middle name. My mom was probably one of the original homeschooled people because she never went to school. She did learn to read and write, but when she wrote her characters, some letters she wrote in uppercase, capital, and some letters she wrote in the lowercase. So she wrote in this beautiful script, but right in the middle of a word, depending on what letter she needed, there might be a capital letter. But she was, they taught me, I think, how to live, and that can be the greatest education. So my father, he shared with me a point of wisdom, a point of how to live life, and what he said was, son, just try to do what you know to be right, and you will not have to be looking back over your shoulder, waiting to get caught. Now, I found that full of deep wisdom because it allowed my decision-making to become a lot easier because I could automatically, anything that I thought that I might be afraid of getting caught for, don't do it. And it's just way less stressful. So if you think a certain decision is going to disappoint your parents, just don't do it, guys. Way less stress. Learn to automatically like people. Show everyone respect. This will allow them to give you respect in return. Always hold the door for a wahine and let her walk through first. I know you know that, but I'm just saying. And if you meet a man at the same time, even let him go through first. It'll cost you nothing, but they will remember you for your kindness. And that's all about just liking people. Now for that big practical wisdom of life. The Father and the Son, his Son, has been, will always work in your lives. Be wise and learn to recognize and be ready for those hand of God moments. You never know when he's going to open that next door of opportunity. So learn the fundamentals of how you do the things you do. Take advantage of learning opportunities with teachers or instructors that are willing to share knowledge with you. Prepare yourself for those hand of God moments, and the Lord will keep them coming all through your life. Prepare and stay ready to step into each new blessing. I'm kind of a testimony guy instead of a tool bearer. So there was an old guy, a baseball player named Dizzy Dean, and not many of you may even have heard that name, but he would always have these adages. And one of the things he said was, if you can do it, it ain't bragging. Now, I'm going to talk about hand of God moments in my life, but I'm going to talk about myself, but the glory here goes to God and not me. In Kokomo or all over Indiana as a young man, you grow up wanting to play basketball. You learn to do it. You spend your time doing it. And if you're out on the playground and you're just shooting around in that moment when, oh, I'm so-and-so or I'm so-and-so, you didn't pick Michael Jordan or LeBron James. You chose whoever the present starting five was on the Kokomo High School basketball team. And somehow you knew it, although you might be like 12 years old. But you found out and you knew it. So a goal was always someday to play basketball for Kokomo High School. Now, I played. I was a fair athlete. I kind of lulled my opponents into inactivity because I was slow of foot and couldn't run and I couldn't jump at all. But what I learned to do was prepare and outwork them. And when I got to be a sophomore in high school, there was one assistant coach that saw something in me, and he gave me that opportunity, and that is my first hand of God moment I want to talk about. A roster there usually had 12 players on the team. I was number 13, but they kept me. And my jersey was not like the other 12. It had an extra couple lines here and there. But anyway, I was on the team. But that coach, Coach Ellers, took me aside and he said, Gary, I think you work hard. So what you want to do is learn to do all the things on a team that nobody else wants to do. He said, rebound the basketball and play defense. Everybody wants to shoot the basketball, yeah. But he said, if you do this and you get good at it, everybody will want you on their team. So I did, and he taught, and I studied. And I learned to block out. I learned to put my body on people and protect space so that when the ball bounced off the rim, I didn't have to jump to get it. I learned to set screens for my teammates to get them open so they could shoot the basketball, which meant you had to stand there and let somebody run into you at full speed without doing anything. But all of a sudden, everybody wanted me to play. So by the end of my sophomore year, I was playing. I was starting on the reserve team. My junior year, I started. And by my senior year, I was captain of the basketball team. And I was far and away not the best player. I was maybe the fourth best player or something. But it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. I was in Muncie, Indiana, and talking to a fraternity brother of mine. And he had gone on to be an assistant coach there at Kokomo High School with my head basketball coach. And they were talking, and he told my fraternity brother, you know, the guy that I enjoyed coaching the most was Gary Williams. And he said, well, why? He said, because he always did what I told him to do. So that is another key. You learn to do the things that nobody else wants to do, and then you do what you're expected, which that probably would have saved, conk on the head. Nope, sorry, I'm good. So anyway, God's hand number 2. I was coming off in my senior year, I was coming off the floor of the basketball game and going to the locker room. And my football coach met me and he says, Gary, hurry up and get dressed. Get your shower, get out here. Some people want to meet you. So I said, oh, okay, coach. Knowing him, 15, 20 minutes, come out. He's waiting for me there. He's walking me back toward this meeting room, and he says, Gary, if they ask you if you've ever been timed in the 40-yard dash, just tell them no. I mean, okay, coach. And so I go inside, and in there is the head coach and his assistant coach at Ball State University football. And also sitting with him was my fellow co-captain for the football team, and that he was an all-state player. He was a state wrestling champ, and he was somebody that, I'm sure a lot of people wanted to recruit. So I sit down, we talk and interview and such, and then they say, well, gentlemen, what we want to offer you is 2 4-year full-ride scholarships, paying your room and board, your tuition, everything, to come and play football. And Fred, of course, says, oh, thank you very much. I will consider that. And I looked, no one was in there. I had no idea anything was going to happen. But I looked at Coach Wade Myers and I said, sir, if it's all right, I'll take that right now. So from 20 minutes of coming off a basketball court with no thoughts or opportunity, a choice, no means to go to college, no financial way to go, all of a sudden I was covered to get me all the way through a Bachelor of Arts degree at Ball State University to play football. It wasn't easy, but God did that. God and Coach Ham, so he must have saw something in me to do that. But this was an opportunity that I had no idea was coming, but I had to take it. And it wasn't easy. Of the 33 guys, I think, that came in with scholarships my freshman year, there were only 11 of us left when I graduated as a senior. But the opportunity was there, and I recognized it, and I made the most of it. My senior year at college, my Latin teacher, because journalism and Latin were the things I studied, and he was the professor. My professor was the head of the foreign language department, and he came over with the hand of God. And he says, Gary, come and teach first and second year Latin here, and we'll pay for your master's work. So, oh, thank you, sir. I'll take it. So I come out there with a master's degree in journalism and Latin, and everything paid. This was the hand of God, because I only went and did. I prepared the best I could, but the bottom line is it was the hand of God. Almost done, folks, sorry. And as was told before, that final hand of God was on Kauai in 1982 when he put beside me this young, beautiful Hawaiian girl. And in my wisdom back there, I was never wise enough to ask for a wife. Wasn't even sure I wanted a wife, but he knew what was good for me. And so he put me with this person who has become my wife, my life, my partner, my constant companion, just everything I could ever ask for, although I was never wise enough to ask for that. There were a couple perks along the way. I never asked for children either, but I was blessed with two beautiful daughters, and they gave us, as they said, 15 grandchildren, which that wasn't even the back of my mind probably, but the blessings just keep rolling in. But simply put, I've been sitting in that hand of God for this 44, 45 years or whatever, and he has always been there to support me. So, you got the tools, GPS, 10 Commandments, internet service, PRAYER. And finally, I'm going to leave you with love thy neighbor and become a hot spot for God. I mean, you're going to be amazed that in this world that people need that. They're going to need a connection. Without really trying, just being yourselves, both of you will do that. You'll give them what they want. And my final advice, This is a simple lifelong challenge to periodically check your integrity and character. You may not want to do it, but once you hear it, every time something happens, you're going to think about this. If you miss the wastebasket when you're trying to throw something in there, even if no one's looking, stop and pick it up. Put it back in. If you can't have the self-discipline to do something that simple, and that's a self-test, but if you don't have the self-discipline to do that, you're really going to struggle with the hard ones. But I've got a lot of faith in you two young men too. And you've been joys to us, your blessings, and you can tell that just how much you're loved. So be aware and be prepared, and just every time the hand of God reaches out, be willing to step into that and step into that blessing. God bless you, and mahalo everyone for your patience. I'm afraid, Dion, I probably went beyond 5 minutes. I don't know, brother. But thank you all, and God bless everyone.
That's me.
You guys are something else.
Thank you, Papa. Homeschooling has given our family the unique opportunity to learn, grow, and spend a lot of time together. Along the way, there have been endless opportunities to share, negotiate, debate, accidentally annoy each other, ask for forgiveness, purposely annoy each other, practice patience, extend grace, confront sin, and discover that family is one of God's most greatest classrooms. Through it all, those moments have shaped lifelong friendships and unbreakable bonds. Now, who better to tell a few stories than the people who have witnessed it all? Please join me in welcoming the graduate siblings as they come to share some favorite memories and reflections. The Maedas are up first.
Kyola is a good big brother. He helps me read and cares for me. He carries me when I was a baby. He helps me make cocoa. One time he helped me do school. Sometimes he'll tell me what to do. Actually, a lot of times. He helps me cook something small. When I swim, he helps me what? Float in the water. Congratulations, Kyola. I love you.
Congratulations, Kyola. It's crazy to think of you graduating. Thank you for being such a good big brother. I liked when I was younger, you would take me to ride on your bike when we all went biking up and down the road. That was fun. And I want to say thank you for waiting to do stuff with me. I'm also glad you're not going to college. I love you, Kyola. Congrats.
My speech is called Speech for Kyola, aka the Dictator and Big Brother. Congratulations, Kyola. Wonderful job on finishing high school. I wish you didn't have to graduate, so you'd still have to do school. You're always the last one done at school. I wonder why. I love that you're an older brother. My favorite part about you is that you're big, loving, and fun to do things with. Hey, not in a mean way. Okay, now it's time for some stories. When we were younger, you would tell me and Kahiao to fill up your cup. We'd always get angry, but we still do it anyway. I don't know why. One of my funniest times was when Kahiao, Dad, you, and I went to Costco's. Dad told us to go online to get some food, and we were making me travel to you. That's fun. And another funniest time was when we had the law. Every night when we went to bed, Kahiao and I would talk, but you got irritated because you're trying to go to sleep. So you would say, the law. And what the law was, you would have to say the code in order to ask Kyola a question. Can't use the bathroom or anything. We have only 3 codes, and if you talked out saying the code, you would lose one. Me and Kyle got annoyed, like a lot. Those are some of the good times I had with you. And know this, I'll always be rooting for you. Love you, Kyola, aka Gary. P.S. Abby says woof woof. And if any of you don't know who Abby is, she's our dog.
Hello. I'm Kahiao, Kyola's younger brother, older than him. So originally I made a first speech, but Mom wanted to make this speech longer, so I did. Kyola and I both like eating. I mean, who doesn't? We both like reading, to all those kids who don't. And we love anime, just for a fun fact. Kyola always likes me to make me fill his cup, like Papa said. And he also eats the food we left on our plates. He also nukes this bathroom sink. But he's still a good older brother. He's a very good older brother. He does a lot of work, lifts the heavier loads. He drives us to our events like youth. He helps me work on my emotions when I get a little too crazy. And he gives me snacks for doing odd jobs, like the things he's supposed to do. Now time for memories. Okay. There was a time when Kyola's eating a peppermint, spat it out, gave it to me, and I ate it. Okay, no. Let's do a better one. There was one time when I was very angry over something, and Kyola helped me calm down and kind of helped me work on my emotions, and yeah. I'm very grateful to that. I've always enjoyed and got irritated of watching her and Kyola butt heads. Always arguing over a million different things. He also always reminded me of Po from Kung Fu Panda. The movie is totally him. I've always looked up to Kyola like any younger brother would look up to an older brother. He also helped me gain confidence in myself when I felt unconfident in who I was. Well, there's more I could say, but I can't think of it right now. And he was a big influence on my life. Congratulations, Kyola, or Gary.
Okay. Congratulations, Kyola. Not only on you graduating, but also how far you've come and reaching this mile marker in your life. And it's just crazy to think that you're actually graduating because even though we were always growing up and getting older, you always were just like the same. You never changed. You never changed who you are for any reason, and you always just were the same to me. You were just Kyola. And as far as I can remember, it was always you and me. Ever since we were little until now, we were tight. Whether it was going through jobs with Dad or just playing around and making jokes that only you and me would get. You've always been that big brother. No, sorry. You've always been that brother to me, and that I can just be my complete self around. And I say brother and not big brother because I've always seen you as my equal. And even though you were, listen. And even though you're bigger and older than me, And even though you're bigger and older than me, and whether you thought I'm your equal or not, you always welcome the rivalry, which is one of the things I love best about you. Which one of the things I love best about you? And what I think made us so close, and the reason that every time I saw you do something hard, I thought to myself, if my brother could do it, so could I. And sorry. And as much as you were funny and fun to play with, you're also firm and hard-headed, which is what made arguing with you so hard because you wouldn't back down. That's why I always thought you would do so great in politics. I love that special connection that me and you have, that sometimes we can just look at each other and know what the other one is thinking without even saying it. Because you're also always been that big brother sorry, not that big brother, remember? That brother that I can just say anything around to. And that's another thing that I love about you. There's so many other things that I can say, both you good and the bad, but mom said that we have to keep strictly positive things. So yeah. But just know, even though I don't say this, that you're an amazing big brother. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying big. It's because I feel like I have to say that up here, but sorry, you're an amazing brother, not big brother. You're my equal. We're rivals, remember? You're my amazing brother, and I couldn't ask for a better one. Whatever you choose to do next after this, or wherever you choose to go, I hope that you always seek and ask God first through it all, and always remember that you have a sister and other friends and family who will help you through the rest of your journey. No matter what happens, you'll always be the same old Kyola that I can fight with, play with, talk with. I love you and God bless you. Congratulations, Kyola. And P.S., you better make this good of a speech on my graduation.
Bro. Thank you guys for sharing such wonderful memories.
And now, please join me in welcoming La'akolu siblings as they come to share a few stories and reflections.
All right, let's go, guys. Connell, you're up first.
Hi, my name is Kahanuola and I am the youngest of the middle family. I'd like to say happy graduation, Alkulu. You are the best brother ever. You take care of us when mom and dad are gone. And you make me happy when you play with me. I love you. Hi, my name is Kaiao. Just last week, I fell out of a tree into rocks while we were at the beach. Lakulu saw me fall, hurried over to me, checked to see if I was okay, picked me up, and carried me to our mom. Lakulu is the big brother that cares for all of us. Happy graduation, Lakulu. I love you, Lakulu.
All right.
Okay. Hi, my name is Vapohu, and I'm La'akolu's youngest brother. It is now my turn to share about my oldest brother. Sometimes, actually every time my mom buys ice cream, La'akolu would get a spoon and eat the ice cream straight out of the tub of the ice cream, right out of the freezer. He would leave the spoon in the tub of ice cream so that he didn't have to walk past mom or dad again with the spoon every time he wanted ice cream. Because that would be suspicious. To be fair, he's not the only brother who does that.
True.
La'akolu is a great person to play with. He's always including people to play with us, even if he doesn't know them. He is also the only person who beat me in watermelon. It's a game where you have to slap each other's hands until one of you gives up. But he only beat me because it was 10:30 in the night and I was tired. Yeah. Another thing is that if you look at everything La'akolu spends his money on, you'd see mulligatawny hot bread, shave ice, a turbo for a truck, more shave ice, mulligatawny hot bread, and more shave ice. La'akolu is a great brother who has great leadership skills. And I love having a business with you. Your leadership guides all of us. Even though I talk back a lot, I learn from him. He's nice. He's a nice looking teenager. He works out, so he's muscular. It's okay if you stare at him. he's also one kickboxing champion. Bugger can scrap, so don't mess with him. He might pop your head off. um, uh, on accident too. He walks the works in the sun, so he can stand the heat. He also go in cold water, so he stand the cold. So I'm just saying he's one Hawaiian hammer. He's the best of all. The best of all, he's Christian. But I'm just saying he's I don't know what that says. He's a disciplined young man. So again, I'm proud of him and I love you, broski.
Bro, what? That was crazy. That was crazy. No, I'm not doing that. Hello, everyone. My name is Kiai, and I'm La'akolu's third youngest brother. Thank you, La'akolu, for all of the great years and happy memories you've brought us. You've grown into a strong and responsible young man. You are a great leader at home and at work. When we run into problems on the job, you always do your best to figure it out, whether you're figuring it out by yourself or calling Dad. We're all very proud of you for staying alive this long. Hope this new chapter is full of adventure. Love you. Good morning. As you all know, my name is Novello, and if you don't, you're at the wrong party, okay? But I remember when we were just little kids, without care in the world, we spent our days playing together, working when we had to, and making memories that we'll never forget. Back then, I don't think either of us imagined the young man you would become. Not in a negative way, okay? Today, you're the oldest of the 5 Miller boys, leading the way in so many areas. You're running a business. You're a kickboxing champion. You're the guy everyone calls when something needs to be fixed, especially if it has an engine. More importantly, you're a faithful son, a caring brother, a loved grandson, nephew, and cousin, and so many people look up to you. Not as much as me, but you're still a pretty good-looking bugger. Whether you realize it or not, you've been a huge inspiration to all of us. Sure, we argue, we get frustrated with each other, and sometimes we drive each other crazy, but that's part of being brothers. Through it all, we've learned lessons together, celebrated victories together, and built a bond that nothing can break. I love the fact that each of us brings something different to the family. There's Akolu, always leading the way. Hepono, always looking for his next meal. Me, usually doing my own thing. Kie, probably getting over an anxiety attack because of his speech. And Vopohu, who probably isn't paying attention right now. No matter where life takes us, more importantly, I pray we continue to do everything for the glory of God. I'm looking forward to the day when we're raising our own families, building businesses together, and serving the Lord side by side. I love you, bro. Hey, and he's single.
Hi, everyone. I'm not going to be able to top their speeches, but whatever. Anyway, as you knew from 5 minutes earlier, my name is Hehiopono. I'm the second oldest brother, just 14 months younger than this guy. Over the years, Lako has been more than just a big brother to me. He's been a great leader, an awesome teacher, a fantastic encourager, a faithful believer, and so much more. I am very grateful for him and all that he has done, and I know God will stay with him the rest of his days. I will never forget every occasion when people think that I'm older than them. Ha ha ha, ha ha. But I know that if any of you spend at least 1 hour with us, you'll know who's older. But anyway. I will remember all that we have gone through, the good and the bad, serious and unserious, cringe and not cringe, and I'm excited to see what else God has planned for you. I'm trying to see if I have a story in my head right now. Okay, so me and Lakolu, we kind of connect a certain way. So one time, I just started learning how to drive with a trailer, like reversing, and so he was the man that was guiding me back into our tent, and it was kind of like a kind of tight area. So anyway, I'm backing in, and I have no experience. at that time reversing a trailer. But just like the motions that he was giving me, for some reason I was understanding everything that he was saying, and I was perfectly like one crack put him inside the tent, and so I was just like, bro, him and me is just we tight together. And I'm so proud of this guy. I love him so much. Good job, bro.
Thank you so much for those wonderful stories. There's just something especially meaningful about hearing from those who have walked beside our graduates through every season of life. The stories we've heard have made us laugh, stirred precious memories, and reminded us of God's faithfulness through the journey. While family and friends each play an important role, parents have the unique calling of nurturing, disciplining, and guiding their children from the very beginning. Through every challenge and every milestone, they have faithfully prayed, encouraged, and taught, and loved, entrusting their children, the Lord, each step of the way. It is now our privilege to hear from the parents of our graduates as they share their reflections and memories and the words of blessing. Please join me in welcoming our parents, my parents, Darren and Anuhea.
Gosh, I don't know how I'm supposed to top that. I mean, goodness. That was great. Wow, okay. Hello. Yeah, I can't believe we're here, you know. So obviously, as you know, I'm the mother of Keolapono, and yeah, it's crazy to think that we're here. So we first started homeschooling Keola when he was in the first grade. It was both a blessing and a challenge, honestly. But I just can't ever forget in my mind that little boy who could not sit still and focus on his math. He just could not focus. Honestly, he couldn't focus all through high school, much to my disappointment. But he would, I discovered that with little boys, you need to take them outside and get out their energy. So outside we would go, and we would take the chalk, and I would draw his math problems on the road. And I look back, at that time, things just seemed so chaotic. But, you know, now I guess I feel like my life is actually more chaotic, but it's a different kind of chaos. And I look back, I guess, within fond memories at that time. And so Keola hated math. That was honestly a little, I loved math, so I had a hard time with that. I was like, oh, goodness, this kid doesn't like math. What on earth? So that was a challenge for me. But it was a blessing. He ended up loving reading and history, and he became, everybody who knows him knows that kid loved to read. He would read in the car, at the park, on a walk in the neighborhood, in the middle of a family gathering, anywhere at church, in random spots, he would just be reading. He would always spout random facts to anyone who would listen, and he was kind of like a walking encyclopedia. He loved history, and it's funny because when he was 5 years old, he was going in kindergarten to Christian Liberty, and they had a scholastic book fair. So I took him and I told him he could choose one book, and the book he chose was a World War II book, and it was not anywhere near his reading level because he was 5, and it had everything, pictures about war, and you know, actual life photos and guns and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, seriously, you're 5? But anyway, we got it, and I just had no idea how much he would read that book throughout the years. Like, we still have it, and it's super beat up because he and Kahiao actually would constantly read that book. But that's just an illustration of how much he came to love history. He loved history. He would, when we would get new textbooks in for school, he would come along and be like, ooh, while I'm going through it, he would grab the book and take it and start reading it ahead of time. And when we would get to that part in our real actual lessons, he'd be like, not listening. And he'd be like, oh, Mom, I don't have to listen because I already know this stuff. I'm like, seriously? But he ended up going from a fact spouter, constantly spouting facts, to a fact and analyzer. We went from spouting facts all the time to analyzing and discussions. And I remember when that transition happened, it was surprising to me that I was having a conversation with my son that I actually enjoyed. Because it was made, I guess, at my level. I mean, I did enjoy the other ones, you know. Hearing about cars all the time was great, you know, but these were things that were mentally, I guess, stimulating for me. So, and that was part of the blessing too. We'd love to talk about history, books, politics, and theology. And I will add that, I mean, a lot of it probably was spurred by me, but he was an engaging talker. He would love to talk about it himself. As we homeschooled him, my convictions ended up changing to, I realized that I wanted to be the primary influencer in his life. And one of the things, the blessings that I got from homeschooling is I heard that is time. I heard that they say if a child's life is spent from kindergarten, to senior year, you spend about, in those years, they spend about over 10,000 hours in school. Those were 10,000 hours that I got to see. 10,000 hours that I got to be the influencer, and 10,000 hours that didn't belong to somebody else. I got to be there for all of it, and yet I still feel like I missed so much because it went by so fast. I'm so grateful for what homeschooling has given me. The biggest blessing of all was time. And I still treasure that time I have with my children, which honestly is going by so fast. So to you, Keola, I would say, be careful with your time. Don't waste your time. I know you hear me say this a lot. I also want to make reference to your name, Keolapono, which means life of righteousness. Maybe you didn't always do what is right, but I will say you've always had a desire to do what is right. I know that. There was always this desire. You always want to do what is right. You always want to follow what is true. And you always wanted to do what God wanted, what you believe God wanted you to do. But I think ultimately your name serves as a reminder that a life of righteousness can only be found, and you've heard me say this before, in Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, where did that part go? Oh, sorry, I'm missing that. What? Oh, yeah. So, sorry. Instead of a diploma, we're not giving a diploma because when I was talking to people, they were saying they don't even know where their diploma is. So I was like, oh, what's the point in even handing that out then? So instead, we're giving you a study Bible. And I know you already have a Bible. And the Bible is out there on a table. And it's open for anybody here to please take a highlighter, highlight your favorite verse. But ultimately, as you move into this next season of your life, a guiding for your time, a guidebook for your time and your life is going to be the Bible. And I say this a lot, but the study Bible, I want you to read it, know it, study it, memorize it, love it. And I am going to, it just reminds me of this Proverbs 4:4-13, and you're all going to indulge me as I read the entire passage because it's actually really good. It says, "Let your heart hold fast my words, keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get insight, do not forget, and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will keep you. Love her, and she will guard you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown. Hear, my son, and accept my words, that the years of your life may be many. I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the paths of uprightness. When you walk, your step will not be hampered, and if you run, you will not stumble. Keep hold of instruction, do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. And where you're going to get that instruction is in the Bible. So I would say the Bible is kind of like your life, the guidebook for your life. So the two things that I would want you to remember today is time. Be careful with your time, and guard instruction, the Bible, for it is your life. I love you, son.
How's it? All right. Okay. Not prescription, but just, yeah, readers. Okay. Son, everyone, welcome. Good evening. Good evening. So, mom was a teacher. Dad was the principal, right? Lots of yelling, lots of correcting, lots of put away the book that you're reading. But no, so proud. Keola, I know you probably will critique my vocabulary here, but Dad was not the reader, but so proud of you. With mom, I love the balance that mom and I, that we have, and it brings a great balance, and so I'm so grateful for that. But to my son, Keola, congratulations, son. You have been my first in many things and will still be. The good, the bad, and everything in between. You have taught me a lot about myself, and for that, I am forever grateful. At times, you were my right hand and my left hand man. You have been a blessing to me, and Dad has looked forward to this moment, and I'm so proud of you reaching this milestone. I remember when Mom and I first decided to homeschool you, I was unsure of what that would look like, and maybe a little skeptical. That went all the way through high school, and I wasn't homeschooled. So, but later got to see firsthand from a different perspective, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Homeschooling was never just about academics. It was about building a foundation of faith, family, character, wisdom, and truth. It was about helping you understand not only how to be and live as a productive person in life, but how to live a life that honors Christ. I am proud that you're becoming a man who knows the Lord, never perfect, will we ever be, but always holding fast to your convictions of Him according to God's word. The world will tell you many things about successes. It will say success is measured by money, status, recognition, or power. But God's word teaches something greater. True success is walking faithfully with Him. True success is obedience. True success is loving God with all of your heart, your soul, and your mind and strength, and loving others as yourself. I'm proud of you that you are bold in your faith and continue to pursue integrity. Always remember when you face hardships, trials, and making important decisions, the verse Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. It seemed as if there was all the time in the world when you were little, and bam, here we are. I'm a little sad as I look back and where the time has gone that I'll never get back. But I look forward with great excitement for what is up ahead and the adventure that awaits you. A story yet to be written. I will always be your champion, in your corner, even when it's hard. As you enter this next chapter of your life, Mom and I, instead of a diploma, would like to present you these two books here. The two books are The Redeemed Man and How to Lead a Family, as a guide to help you to continue to lay a foundation that you will build on. Son, I love you. I thank God for you. I couldn't be more proud to be your father. Congratulations on your graduating from high school. Love you.
Thank you, Uncle Darren and Auntie Anuhea. Now let's welcome our parents, or my parents, Nahum and Malu. Would you guys please come up here?
So, created this speech. Marlo's pointing already to tell me don't go off script. But, after listening to all these wonderful speakers, I realized in my speech, we don't give Malu, the mother, any credit for what teaching La Kolu. And so Malo has been, just like Darren and Anu. I would go work and Malo would be home with the kids, teaching the kids every single day.
Eight of them.
Eight of them. And only within the recent years, 3 years or so, did we make the decision that they're no longer under Malu and the boys will be coming with me and training with me now. But, when I think about that, all the different things that she went and she taught them, like how to read, how to do math, like I don't know, I taught my boys a lot of things. But when I think about how to teach them to read and do math, I'm like, that's pretty crazy to teach them that. Because I feel like when I came home from work, all of a sudden they know how to read. I was like,
That's pretty good.
when did that happen? So anyways, great job, babe. I said that because Malo's actually not going to speak because she's going to cry and no words are going to come out. So now I went over this speech myself a couple of times, and the first time I did it earlier today, nobody's here. I was just bawling my eyes out. And then I did it a couple more times, and I was like, okay, I'm good. But then after watching Darren get all emotional, like, I don't know, hold on, let's see what happens. Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Nahum and this is Malu, and we have the incredible privilege of being this young man's parents. Today is one of those moments every parent dreams about. As your mom and I look at you today, we don't see a graduate. We see the little boy we once held in our arms, the young man we watched grow through victories and challenges, and now a man preparing to write the next chapter of his life. Son, tonight, you need to stop crying. I was like, this is going to mess me up.
I'm not crying. Keep it together.
This is rough. Son, tonight, I'd like to highlight 4 of your strongest qualities. These are qualities that your mom and I have watched develop over the years, and they will take you much further than any diploma ever could. Character. Character isn't something you put on when people are watching. It's who you are when no one is looking. It's choosing to do what's right when it would be easier not to. Throughout your life, we've watched you become someone who values honesty, integrity, and doing the right thing. Those are qualities you can buy. Those aren't qualities you can buy. And they aren't taught in a classroom. They are built one decision at a time. Your character has earned our trust, and trust is one of the greatest gifts anyone can receive. There is one memory that stands out more than almost any other. When you were just 15 years old, 3 years ago, your mom and I felt you were ready and made a big decision. We put you in charge of leading your brothers in our family business. That wasn't just about delivering inflatables. It meant you had to create the game plan before every delivery. You had to decide who does what. You made sure the equipment was loaded correctly. You spoke with customers, answered their questions, solved problems, inspected every setup, and made sure everything was perfect before your crew left. You carried the responsibilities of representing our family's name. What amazed your mom and I wasn't simply that you could do the work, it was how naturally leadership came to you. Your brothers followed you because they trusted you. They respected your decision. You didn't lead by yelling or demanding respect most of the time. You led by setting the example. You worked hard alongside them. You stayed calm under pressure. And you always made sure the job was done right. As parents, there are moments when you realize your child no longer needs to be told what to do. They begin showing others what to do. Watching you become the leader of your brothers was one of the proudest moments of our lives. Leadership isn't about having people serve you, it's about serving the people you're leading. That lesson will carry you further than any career or title ever could. Life hasn't always been easy, it never will be. You've had moments where things didn't go according to plan. You've been tired, you've been frustrated, you faced obstacles that have made many other people quit, but you kept going. Success isn't reserved by the strongest person or the smartest person. More often than not, it's earned by the person who simply refuses to give up. Your perseverance tells me you'll continue getting back up every time life knocks you down, and it will knock you down. Never lose that. Whether you realize it or not, people are always watching. Your younger brothers have watched you. Your friends have watched you. One day, your own children will watch you. The question has never been whether you'll influence people. The question is what kind of influence you'll have. Continue being someone who leads with humility, treats people with kindness, works hard without complaining, and more importantly, lives in a way that honors God. That's the kind of influence that changes lives. When I look at these four qualities, your character, your leadership, your perseverance, and your influence, I realize they're not four separate things. They're all connected. They're evidence of the man you've become. A diploma recognizes what you've accomplished over the past several years, but these qualities will define the next 50. Son, your mom and I couldn't be prouder of you. Not because you've graduated, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you've become. Our prayer has never been that you simply be successful. Our prayer has always been that you would become a man who loves God with all his heart, loves his family deeply, keeps his word, works hard, leads with humility, and leaves every place better than he found it. And today, we can honestly say we're watching that prayer become reality. So as you begin this next chapter, remember this. Your education has prepared you to make a living, but your character will determine the life you build. Lead courageously, work faithfully, love deeply, trust God completely. And never forget that no matter where life takes you, your mom and I will always be your biggest supporters. Oh, wow, made it through. Amazing. Same as the Maedas, we will be handing you, instead of a diploma, these two books, How to Lead Your Family and The Redeemed Man. One thing I'm thankful about Lacola is that he loves to read and work. Crazy qualities. We love you, son. Congratulations.
That's not ours. No. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mom and Dad. One of the most meaningful parts of a graduation celebration is hearing from the graduates themselves. This is an opportunity for them to reflect on what the Lord has done, express gratitude to those who have invested in their lives, and share the vision God has placed on their hearts for the future. Please join me in welcoming Keola as he comes to share.
My turn, yay. So I heard that. Before I start my speech, just for no false advertising, in that photo, that's my bike. That's mine. Just so you know, just in case. Okay. Anyway, good evening, everyone. I think you all know that my name is Keola Maeda. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate our graduation. And in one way or another, all of you have supported and encouraged both mine and La'akolu's lives, whether it be big or small. And now I'm just going to briefly share, what in the world? Oh, God. Okay, sorry. I didn't write the speech. Now I'm just going to briefly share what I think about homeschooling. When you're homeschooled, your parents can personalize your schooling. What? I'm sorry, I did not write the speech. Your parents personalize your schooling. Okay. Your parents can personalize your schooling to you because they know you better than anyone else ever could. You can also learn at your own pace, whether it's fast or slow. You don't have to worry about competing against other people because normally you're the only one in your age group. You also don't have to wake up early. Well, for you anyway, not me. As a Christian, it can also be centered around God and help shape your worldview to a biblical one based on God's word. You can connect and bond more with your family because you're literally with each other all the time. I believe this is important because in the end, your family is the one that is closest to you. It can drive your values towards loving your home. Where'd I go? Oh, yeah. Drive your values towards loving your home and family instead of away from it. This is probably what I love most about homeschooling. I got to connect and bond with my family. And so on that note, I'd like to say something to my siblings. On that one. You guys have been with me since the beginning, and you're each special in your own way. Tita, who can be as prickly as a cactus, but also make us laugh so very hard. Kahiao, with your endless facts and knowledge, but also your unwavering conviction to stand up for what you believe in. Kupa'a, with your ridiculous antics and set determination to accomplish whatever you do. Kalika, with your love for crochet, nail polish, animals, and anything girly. And finally, Tula, with your desire to be a big kid and do exactly what everyone else is doing. We have a bond with each other, from our endless fights to jokes that only we will ever understand. We have a connection that is very special to us. Thank you, guys. I'd also like to say something to La'akolu. Okay. Thank you for being my best friend and cousin. Thank you for encouraging me and keeping me in check. I always considered our cousinship special. And on that note, there was this one time. Okay, so we were coming back. We were at a homeschool event, and I had something in my mouth, probably a donut. I just stuffed it in my mouth. I was like chewing it. Yeah, I had the full thing in my mouth. I was eating it, and La'akolu looks at me and waves, and then I'm just with my phone out. I go, oh yeah, see you tomorrow. Nobody can understand me. And then Uncle goes, oh yeah, I'll see you tomorrow too. And then I look back at him. I'm like, there's no way you knew what I just said. He's like, I know what you said. I'll see you tomorrow too. I was like, this is my man. Yes, yes. But thank you. I always consider our cousinship special from the fact that we can entertain ourselves for hours by just talking to where you can understand what I was saying when no one else could. And while I know that you can never beat me in any board game, I would still consider you my equal. If I had a choice to choose anyone in the world to be my greatest friend and cousin, I would choose you. Thank you. Okay, sure. And finally, wait, hold on. I skipped the part. What? Wasn't there? Oh, did you change something in my speech, Mom? Okay, well, anyway, I'll continue. And finally, to my parents, Darren and Anuhea Maeda. Sounds weird saying you guys' names instead of just Mom and Dad. But I am truly thankful to you both for bringing me into this world and for raising me. You guys have seen both the best and the worst of me, and yet you still love me just as much as when I was born. I want to thank you, Dad, for disciplining me when I was wrong and strengthening me in ways I could never understand. From your long lectures to when you would point in one direction, but you meant that what you really meant was the opposite one. To those times when you would just endlessly talk for a long time until I didn't know what you were talking about. But nevertheless, you shaped me to be the man that I am today. You're the best dad I could ever have, and I am so grateful that God placed you to be my father. Thank you, Dad. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now, Mom, you taught me God's word from the very beginning, instilling into me the Christian principles that shaped who I am. You were my teacher. You taught me lessons from math to history. And yes, I hate math. I do not like math at all. It's terrible. Anyway, back to the point. You showed me the importance of prayer and reading the Bible every day. You embodied that when I would wake up and I would just walk. I'd see you in the room just with your Bible. You wouldn't even start schoolwork without reading the Bible first because that was the most important thing to you. And that was very moving to me. You would, from telling me to do the dishes. Wow, the dishes. I'm nervous, by the way. Sorry. From telling me to do the dishes to taking videos of me and my siblings when you weren't looking. You are the best mother, and you will always be my one and only mother. And I want to thank you for raising me and my siblings in the best way that you possibly can. Thanks, Mom. Wow, this speech is really short. Huh. The last thing I want to say to both of my parents is my great appreciation for all the time, money, blood, sweat, and tears, and love that you guys have poured into both me and my siblings. I cannot count the hours that you guys have endlessly spent teaching us, lecturing us, and loving us so much. You guys have inspired both me and my siblings, I can say that for all of us, to be more like you and to follow God's word daily. So I thank you. And I love you guys. That's the end of my speech. As a side note, I had a very different speech, and then my mom took it when I was sleeping and redid it. So just, I had another idea of how this point was going to go. But that is the end of my speech. Thank you. Oh, wait, actually, I have one more point. If you didn't know, and Lako is going to kill me for this, but if you didn't know, Lakolo's nickname is, you want me to sing it? You want me to sing? Yeah, no. I won't sing it. I won't embarrass him. But just so you know, if you ever know, Lakolo's nickname is Latatolus, as he's been ever since his little kid. Just so you know that if you want to know where that name originated, ask him. Very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Keola, for sharing that with us. As we have heard throughout this evening, graduation is not a finish line, but the beginning of a new season. While each graduate story is unique, they share a common foundation of faith, perseverance, and the desire to follow God's calling wherever He leads. Lakolu, please come and share.
What's up?
It's in here.
Is it?
I printed it. I don't want you reading off your phone. Right here.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Not phone. Wait. Give me maybe a second. Yeah, cool. Cherry? Okay, now. Okay. My name is Lakolu Miller. I'm the graduate, and so on and so on. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate you taking the time to come and celebrate this special occasion with Keola and I as we transition into another exciting chapter of our lives. Just to let you know, it's probably going to be the same thing he said, just differently worded. Yeah. I actually let him read my speech. That was a bad idea. Yeah. Don't let anyone read your speech. Okay. In some way, shape, or form, you've added to my life. Whether it was a word of encouragement, a correction, a meal shared, or just showing up, your presence mattered. Whether the time we spent together was at family gatherings, Connect Point Children's Church, spontaneous dinners, hunting at the farm, it's Uncle Claypool, training at the gym. Where's Nico? Nico, raise your hand. There's a hammer back there. That's a hammer too right there. Or fun days at the yacht club with Lola, or playing soccer after church, a weekend sleepover at Grandma and Papa's house, birthday outings with Kupuna. She always took us. FIFA World Cup parties, watching the FIFA World Cup, or just straight up talking story at Home Depot because we seen somebody we knew. That happened a lot. Yeah. Every word of encouragement mattered to us. I thank you for that. Next, I want to thank our homeschool community, the families who stood alongside us, the parents who shared resources, and the church community that covered us in prayer. You gave us accountability, friendship, and proof we weren't in this alone. To my parents, my siblings, and my grandparents. Those at home who labored alongside me, thank you. Thank you for the long nights, the sacrifice weekends, and the patience through every lesson. To my siblings, you shaped me into the big brother I am today. Hey, Pono. That guy right there. He's also Signal. Anyway, thank you for being my second in command. When I need someone to step up, you are there without being asked. Novello. Thank you for bringing the serious. You keep us grounded and remind us when it's time to focus. Debatable. Kiai. Thank you for teaching me patience. You, hold on. You stretch me, you challenge me, and you make me a better brother because of it. Truth. Vapohu. Thank you for keeping me diligent and flexible. Your unpredictability taught me to adapt in unanticipated situations. And to my twin baby sisters, you've taught me more about joy, gentleness, and what it means to be an example than you'll ever know. Thank you for reminding me to laugh, to be patient, and to lead well because little eyes are always watching. You all taught me how to lead by serving, usually by making me go first. To Dad, you modeled hard work and discipline every day, getting up before us, fixing things with your hands, and never letting us quit when something got tough. You showed us that character shows up in the small tasks. You taught us respect, good character, and that a job worth doing is worth doing right. Thank you for all the incredibly long lectures that shaped us when we didn't even realize it. I'm pretty sure I could give a few of them word for word by now. Yeah. Mama, thank you for taking on the role as our teacher. You didn't just teach subjects. You taught us how to learn, how to love the word, and how to work with perseverance. And you wore every hat: principal, teacher, counselor, referee, nurse, janitor, and you did it faithfully day after day, year after year. That sacrifice and commitment made this day possible. Mom and Dad, you both lived out what it means to work for the Lord, refusing shortcuts and teaching me that hard work at home matters. You all taught me that diligence is worship. By God's grace, it came through years of faithful effort from my whole family. And Keola, thank you for being an awesome cousin and an even better friend through all of this. We've pushed each other, covered for each other, and probably gotten each other in trouble and out of trouble so many times. I couldn't have asked for someone better to walk through this journey with. I'm so proud of you, and I'm grateful that we get to mark this accomplishment together. Love you, man. We were brought up to value integrity, seeing things through even when no one is watching, and to work as unto the Lord. That difference isn't something to hide. It's something to carry with assurance. I'm not walking into the future hoping it's simple. I'm walking into God's calling, prepared to work, confident He has a purpose for me and for Keola as we both mark this milestone today. So let's carry this work ethic into trades, missions, businesses, and whatever work God puts in front of us, and use it to serve Him well. Soli Deo Gloria, to God alone be the glory. Thank you.
Thank you, La'akulu and Keola. Tonight, we have celebrated more than just academic achievements. We have witnessed the fruit of faithful families, Christ-centered education, and God's sustaining grace. Your testimonies have reminded us that true success is found not simply in reaching a milestone, but in walking faithfully with the Lord. As you step into this next season, you may continue to seek Him first, trust His leading, and shine the light of Christ wherever He calls you. As we prepare for the next part of our celebration, we invite you to enjoy a special slideshow honoring Keola and La'akolu. May these memories remind us of God's goodness, the love of family and friends, and the many moments that have shaped these young men into who they are today.
Hold on. Yes. It worked.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't realize this was gonna be this tall, so we have to do some modifications real quick.
Hold tight.
Ooh, look what I found. What'd you find? Oh, shucks. Replay.
It's so funny.
Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over. Let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to. We'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. All of my regret will wash away somehow, but I cannot forget the way I feel right now. In these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate, yeah, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, yeah, but these small hours still remain. Oh, they still remain. These little wonders, oh, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours, these little wonders still remain.
Okay, it's still good. La'akola's going to eat that tomato. Come on, eat the tomato.
Come stop your crying, it will be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you will be in my heart. Yes, you will be in my heart.
Nice number. What have we here?
I found him. Press the bottom button.
Shall we?
Yep.
You had class all day, I was living the dream. Finished up in 2 hours and I was eating ice cream.
No. Actually.
I actually finished all day.
Hour.
It took all day for me.
No, it took me an hour.
And I never got ice cream.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got ice cream.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I woke up when I want. I did what I liked.
I mean, I pretty much woke up when
Sometimes I woke up when I wanted, and then when Dad was home, I didn't.
Well, I didn't do what I liked, that's for sure.
Me neither.
I was homeschooled, baby. I was living the life. I made my own schedule, okayed it with my mom.
My mom made my schedule.
My mom made my schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of okayed it with our mom, in a way, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Never went on any dates except for homeschool prom.
We never.
No,
went
we
on
got
any
strict
dates.
parents, folks. No problem, no nothing.
No dates.
Lonely.
Nope. Lonely loners.
Just me and him.
Finished top of my class, valedictorian.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
valedictorian.
Different schools, but both valedictorians.
Smartest of all time.
In his school.
Without
In his school.
Same
That's, in my school, that's me.
Watched enough PBS to be considered a historian.
Okay, PBS.
When did I watch that?
Wildcrafts.
Wildcrafts.
Wildcrafts is the one.
No historian, but animals.
Yes, animals. Lots of animals. And evil guys trying to cook animals.
They need them.
I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. I was always comfy because my couch was my desk.
So, whenever I went to school on the couch, I'd fall asleep. Did you do school on the couch?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Did you fall asleep?
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, we're in the same boat then. Homeschooled.
I only had 2 classmates and both were my pets.
Yeah, I had a lot of classmates.
No, you didn't. You're the only one in your class. I mean, besides me. I also had 2 dogs.
I had one.
I had 2 dogs.
I had one. But
One
we
dog.
also had siblings, which technically were underclassmen. Sibling.
Lots of siblings.
Lower class.
My mom was the teacher, administrator, and principal.
My mom was teacher, administrator, principal,
was dead.
janitor.
No, principal was dead.
Ground.
No, she was not the janitor. We were the janitor.
Pretty much. You're right. No. Yeah.
Yeah, we were the janitors.
Yeah.
I'll take anyone down in checkers, chess, or in Scrabble.
Yeah, because you suck at checkers.
You suck at chess. So we're even there.
Yeah, well, we both suck at Scrabble.
Yes, we both suck at Scrabble. We actually don't play Scrabble.
No, we don't.
At all.
It's boring.
I do bananagrams once in a while.
Yep.
You still lose.
What?
Jesus is my co-pilot's on the back of my van.
Jesus is my co-pilot, but it is not on the back
It's
of
not
my
a
van.
sticker
But he
on
is
my
our
truck.
Actually, wait, he's just the pilot. Yeah,
I also don't have a van.
I do.
Youth group was my spot because they were my only friends.
Yeah, it's pretty much accurate. They were our only friends.
Youth group. Youth group was for a while, yeah.
Yeah, for a while. Wait, what?
Every day at recess, I was climbing my trees.
You guys would climb your tree.
I would climb a tree.
Us too. We had a lot of trees.
No, you didn't.
We did. We have a lot. We had a money tree. We had a tangerine tree.
No, we just had guava trees. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Homeschool, you don't need to ask permission to pee.
Yeah, I never asked permission to pee. I just wanted to pee.
In fact, I just take the school with me to the bathroom.
Yep, and you gotta go.
Put it in the bathroom.
Thought I didn't play sports and you don't know me at all. Dominated the court Saturday morning church ball.
I suck at basketball.
True.
I suck at basketball. Wait, what? You're supposed to deny it.
Love the Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, but don't ask me why.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, it was Lord of the Rings for me.
The books?
Yeah.
What was my books? I read a lot of books. Let's just say that.
I read more than you.
I won most likely to succeed by me, myself, and I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. Homeschooled. I was homeschooled. Homeschooled. I was homeschooled. Homeschooled. I was homeschooled like only ate a Chick-fil-A.
I've never ate Chick-fil-A.
Never had Chick-fil-A
Ever,
before.
ever.
You know why? Because we live on the Big Island. There's nothing here.
There's stuff here. We just don't have Chick-fil-A. It's their fault.
Nothing. It is Chick-fil-A's fault.
Not before we pray. Amen.
Yep, girls prayed.
Yep.
Every meal. Second servings and all. Pray again. Eat the first. Huh?
Except for snack.
Parents only let me listen to Lecrae.
I like barely listen to Lecrae.
Yep. Lecrae. No.
Did he change?
No.
Is he not
We
a
don't listen to
Christian? Is he
Lecrae.
not a Christian anymore?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't listen to
Doesn't
it.
really matter to me.
Yeah, me either.
I was homeschooled, ayy. Always ate a Chick-fil-A. Never ate before I prayed. Only listened to Lecrae. Put your hands in the air if you can relax. I was homeschooled. Homeschooled. 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 Every day was pajama day.
All right, go.
Some embarrassing pictures. Oh, my bad. Right, start talking.
Are we gonna do this or are we gonna talk?
All right. Thanks, Mom, for that slideshow. I'm gonna say those are some embarrassing pictures. Bro. All right, and those memories reflect not only how much these graduates have grown, but also the countless people the Lord has placed in their lives to love, teach, encourage, and walk alongside them. Behind every accomplishment are parents, siblings, grandparents, family members, and friends, and a community that has faithfully invested in these graduates through prayer, support, and love. And at this time, Keola and La'akolu would like to offer their thanks and recognize the many people who have made this evening ceremony possible.
Ooh, we have a script. Oh wow, the script is a lot longer than I thought.
Okay, I totally failed on this part, so my fault.
One moment, the script is being written.
If we didn't thank you, you're in our hearts. So
You're in our hearts.
just like the slideshow song.
Okay. Here you go. Slowly.
All right, here we go. As fast as possible.
You go first.
I'll do it up to here.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank yous. First, we want to thank our parents, my parents, his parents, for planning, doing all the planning. There's a lot of planning. We want to thank Kupuna and Auntie Nai for the lays. Where's Auntie Nai? Oh, never mind. We want to thank Papa and Grandma for sharing. And we want to thank Uncle Dion for sharing as well. I want to thank Lola and Gramps for the balloon arch. It was awesome. Thank you. We're going to put it back. And for all the Simply Sister aunties for setting up all the decorations you guys see on the tables, this, and whatever decorations you see. So we want to thank the Simply Sister aunties are Lola, Auntie Roxy. Can you raise your hand? Is she here? Auntie Roxy? She's gone. Auntie Jackie, Auntie Ro, and all the aunties that made desserts.
Oh, it's me. Okay. Also want to thank Auntie Nessa, Auntie Chelsea, Auntie Kupua, Auntie Nai, Auntie Chas, Auntie Sarah, Auntie Lolly, and Auntie Paula, Auntie Daisha, and Auntie Stacy for all the desserts. Thank you. Thanks, louder, jeez. Okay. Thank you to Uncle Wayne for the sausage and smoked meat. Thank you to Auntie Marla for the kamaboko dip. To Uncle Jordan for the warabi. To Auntie Carlin for the poo-poo. Auntie Kali for making the trip to be present for this occasion. And Auntie Riley for taking the pictures. And Kai for taking the photos. Same thing, anyway. And then Lakolo.
And Uncle Ian, he did my hair. Thanks, Uncle.
Off script, we'd like to for everybody so that have a moment of silence. Me and Laakolu would like to honor our cousin Kiaka. We loved him dearly, and he passed a few months ago, and so we just like to honor him with this moment of silence, please. We love Kiaka, and thank you guys for all joining us, and we'll leave it to the MCs to end the night.
Yes, we did. We love Calco ever so dearly.
Yeah, all right. Huh?
Also, we'd like to thank the church for letting us use this place as the venue. And for those guys back there to doing all the production, all the stuff. Yeah, thank you guys. All right. As we come to a close in this evening's celebration, we want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Your presence has made this occasion even more meaningful, and we're grateful that you've chosen to celebrate this special milestone with your graduates and their families. Following the closing prayer, we invite you to come forward to congratulate our graduates. If you'd like to give and present a lei, offer them a congratulations, or take a photo, please form a line down the center aisle, and both the graduates will be on the center stage here to greet you. Once you had an opportunity to visit them, we kindly ask that you exit through the left so that everybody goes through more smoothly. And afterward, please join us outside to the right of the church for refreshments. We hope that you stay a while, make a plate of some food, enjoy the people, meet somebody new, celebrate together in fellowship. We do ask that as much as possible, food and drinks remain outside of the sanctuary, especially for the children. And to conclude this program, it is our privilege to invite our pastor and the pastor of this church, Pastor Daniel, to lead us in closing prayer.
What's the time limit on the prayer? What's the time limit on the prayer? Let's pray. Father, we do thank you for this occasion. We thank you for these two young men. And we confess, Lord, that we can see the grace of God that has been poured over their lives. We thank you and we acknowledge that they have been raised up in the way they should go. And our prayer is that now that they are grown, they will not depart from it, but they would continue in the things that they have learned and from whom they have learned them. Even those sacred writings which are able to save their souls. We pray, Father, that those writings, your word, would be the foundation as it's been laid in their education, formal education, that it would be the foundation of their lives going forward, whether it's more education or formal education or just commencing with life. We pray, Lord, that you would make them, by that word, mature and able to do every good work. Bless the time to follow as people get to congratulate them personally. Bless the fellowship and the food. As we have honored those who deserve honor, we also acknowledge that all glory goes to you. Your excellence has been made known this evening, and so we give glory to you. Bless us as we go. Keep us safe on the roads, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you again for celebrating with us. May God bless you as you travel home.
Aloha.
Turn it back on? Yeah. So yes, you guys could form a line, however you guys do it. Come down the center. We're gonna have photographers, I guess, in the front, so make sure you guys know how it works.